This bike isn't fast, at least not in the way that you think fast should feel. In fact, it's about 20% more work to get to work on this bike versus my road bike. And I love every pedal stroke. If you want a gravel bike that is unapologetically comfortable and confident and doesn't pretend to be a road race bike, then stick around, because the Lauf Seigla may just be the most honest bike I own.
Quick context on how we ended up here. After my Athos got destroyed by a car and I got taken out on my first ride back by a deer, I wanted something different. My Diverge was too small. I was really sick of the constant toe overlap. I wanted a bike that could bridge the gap between a mountain bike and a road bike. I wanted something that I could ride to the gnarly gravel and then actually enjoy the trail. Something for Mammoth Tough and Whiskey Tango Fondo, which both have deep sand. And for events with technical terrain where suspension and really big tires matter. So I ordered a Lauf Seigla frame set and transferred the parts over for my Diverge. Just like on my Uthald, I wanted to fit dialed, not just something that Lauf decided that I should want. And this isn't just a gravel bike with suspension. To me, it's something completely different. It's like a different philosophy. It's got massive tire clearance. We're talking 57 mils, and no, you didn't hear that wrong. I run two different wheel sets on it, one with 40 mils that I use for commuting, and one with 2.2-inch XC mountain bike tires that I use for proper gravel. The grit fork is where things really get interesting. It's 30 mils of undamped carbon leaf spring suspension. No maintenance. It's just there. It just works. It sounds like a gimmick, but after riding it, I can tell you it is not. It is for sure less efficient than riding something rigid or maybe even a damped fork. And you definitely notice it when you're sprinting or when you're out of the saddle. But there is zero road buzz, even on terrible pavement. And it really does take a lot of the bite out of even the chunkiest gravel. I also notice a difference when climbing technical stuff too. It helps to keep the bike firmly planted on the ground. And the geometry of the Seigla just admits what it is. It's long, low, and slack. It is not pretending to be a road bike. It's really confident and stable when things get loose and steep. And the frame compliance is real too. Drop seat stays, a thin top tube, and a 27.2 mil seat post all aid into that. And on top of that, on my build, I've got a seat post that's got some suspension built into it as well. It's just designed to absorb punishment. A perfect example of this, I just took it out this weekend, and despite taking it really easy, I managed to get my second best time overall on basically every descent, whether they were long and flowy or super steep, loose, and technical.
This is why I have a gravel bike. This, to me, is peak gravel. I left my house today on the road, and now I am in the middle of nowhere. No cars, no roads. I can't even see a road. I can't hear the cars, which for where I live is pretty crazy. It means I'm truly out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, just look around. And sure, you can ride a mountain bike on the road, but it is not pleasant. And sure, you can ride a road bike on gravel, and I do. But there is something about big knobbly tires and drop bars that just makes everything a whole lot more fun.
It just felt confident. It just felt like I was completely in control. Part of that is the massive tires, part of it is the geometry, but the whole thing together just leads to a wildly stable and comfortable experience. Let's talk about commuting, because it might not be what you expect. This bike makes me work harder on my commute, and I love it. Every time I take my Seigla to work, I can expect 20% more kilojoules than the Uthald. And I have calibrated between power meters, so I know it's real. It's absolutely not a complaint. It's not supposed to be a road race bike. And I want to turn my commutes into workouts. So for me, that's a huge plus. On the road, it is not a Porsche. It's an F-150 or maybe a Hummer. It's comfortable, it's confident, and I could spend all day on it. And then when I swap out for the 2.2-inch tires, it's an entirely different bike. Suddenly I'm taking lines that I would never even consider on the road bike, and the confidence is addictive. It's strange, as a roadie, I have this I don't know, weird desire to have tires that are inflated to something that I consider normal. So this weekend I pumped up my 2.2-inch tires to the close to the maximum PSI. And, you know, obviously that's a mistake. And I noticed it even on the climbs. I still had more grip than I did on 40s, but I could still feel it breaking loose. By the time I got to the top, I had let a bunch of air out, but I think I was still in the low to mid 30s, and I should probably have been in the upper 20s in terms of PSI. As a roadie, just seeing 20s in the PSI just feels wrong, but the grip was incredible. The comfort was incredible. It's funny, I feel like the bike just is telling me what it wants and I'm struggling to listen. So how does it compare to the Uthald or everything else for that matter? Compared to my Venge, which is like surgical precision, or the Uthald, which is, it's kind of, I don't know, slightly more comfy but still kind of fast little brother. The Seigla is deliberate. It is unapologetic in its comfort and stability. Different tools for different jobs. How does it compare to my old Diverge? It is not a contest. I could maybe fit 40 mil tires on it, and the OG Future Shock was kind of gimmicky. The Seigla has the tire clearance that the Diverge pretended to have. And as for where it fits in my bike stable, it's pretty much an even split with the Uthald for commuting. I ride the Uthald when I absolutely have to get to work at a certain time, or when I have early meetings because I know I'll be able to get there faster. But if I've got time and I want to work a little harder, or if I want to hit gravel on the way to or from work, it's the Seigla every time. So who is the bike for? Well, it doesn't pretend to be anything it's not, and that's kind of the point. Don't buy this if you want one bike only and you want to race crits, or you want the fastest road bike possible, or if you think suspension is cheating. Do buy it if you want a bike that's proud of being comfortable, if you want confidence on technical terrain, or if you want one bike that can handle commuting and gravel racing. On the trail, this bike absolutely excels. It points where you want to go and then takes out all the guesswork for everything in between. After a couple thousand miles on the bike, here's what I know. The Seigla is not trying to be everything to everyone. It's a gravel bike that admits that it's a gravel bike. The suspension works. The huge tire clearance is not just marketing. It's functional. And the geometry breeds confidence. Is it fast? On the road? No. On gravel? Absolutely. But more importantly, it's comfortable enough that you want to go farther, and confident enough to allow you to tackle terrain that you otherwise wouldn't. It allows you to see more things, go more places. The bike industry keeps trying to make gravel bikes that can do everything, and the Seigla picks one lane and absolutely crushes it. And sometimes that honesty is exactly what you need. If this video helped you understand what it's like to live with the Seigla, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Maybe hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I release future content. By the way, this video is absolutely not sponsored by Lauf, or anyone for that matter. This is just my honest take after a year of riding it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below. Tire pressure, tire choices, how it compares to other bikes you're considering, whatever. I'll answer everything I can. And if you're thinking about huge tire clearance for your next bike, trust me, it's a rabbit hole worth falling down. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.